September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and despite decades of progress, pediatric cancer remains the leading cause of death by disease among children in this country.
Louisiana First News anchor Brianna Moore speaks with a man whose son died from cancer, which fuels his desire to keep other families from feeling that pain.
Most people don't realize that. 1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer will die. And my son was one of those 1 in 5.
Jim Foote will never forget that time in his life when hope turned to resignation.
We thought we were going to beat it just like everybody else. And I was shocked that after, 8 months of grueling chemotherapy, the doctors came back and said, Jim, we've given it the best we've got. It didn't work. And then they asked me what I wanted to do next.
A feeling Foote says no parent should ever know.
The reality is children aren't meant to get cancer. Pediatric cancers are biologically different than adults, but most drugs are developed for adults and then adapted for children.
These facts Foote picked up during his son's fight. Foote co-founded First Ascent, a Florida company that pursues new expert-approved cancer treatment for kids. What you won't find is a one-size-fits-all approach.
We take a biopsy of a patient's tumor. We test hundreds of FDA-approved drugs against that patient's biopsy. We figure out which drugs work specific to them. And we return results to the doctor and the patient in about 10 days.
Foote says treatment shouldn't be based solely on cancer type, but on the individual. DNA, RNA, and other personal data matter. Biologically, kids are different. The Children's Cancer Group Cure Search reports survival rates have increased from 10 to 85% over the last 40 years, but diagnoses haven't declined in nearly 2 decades.
There are 611,000 Americans that will die of cancer in 2025, and tens of thousands of children. And we can have an impact on that.
Since founding the company in 2018, the stories continue to inspire Foote.
The doctor called, got a biopsy of this patient's tumor, sent it to our lab. We came back with the drugs that we felt would be the most effective. Treatment began, and this patient went from being in hospice to back to school to playing football.
A happy ending Foote only wishes his son could have had. But with this work, it's a happy ending becoming more common.
That was Brianna Moore reporting. LSU Health New Orleans reports around 200 kids in Louisiana are diagnosed with cancer every year. Common types include leukemia, brain and nervous system cancers, and lymphoma.